And I love Spate Radio. That's the only split. Like, there's nobody. Spate Radio. And I said it. Nicki Minaj, Nicki Lewinsky, Dirty Money, Young Money, the Mistress. Yeah.
Who's calling?
Antonique.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Fabulous. Thanks for taking the time out to give us a call today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So maybe you can, so everybody knows that it's you. Just give them a little idea of who you are and, what you do.
Well, everybody probably knows me as the actress that plays Faith Evans in the movie Notorious. I've also played the lead in Rent on Broadway. I did a few other movies, Abduction with John Singleton and Taylor Lautner, and Yelling to the Sky with Zoe Kravitz and Gabby Sidibe. And I'm so excited that people are now getting to know me as a singer. My first single, Hold Up, Wait a Minute, it's on iTunes, and I cannot wait for everybody to hear it.
Wow. So, being a singer and an actor, which one was the first one that you fell in love with first?
Singing, I fell in love with first. I was a little girl, and I heard Whitney Houston's voice, and I just wanted to sound like that. Like, her voice was just so incredible. I really just wanted to sound like her. And so I would take her music and just practice to it. I would sing to it. I sang in church. And that was definitely my first, it's the first thing that happened for me. I always knew I wanted to be an entertainer since I was, like, probably 3. I was, I'm going to be, a star when I grow up. I was, like, kind of grown. And but I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know what my gifts were going to be. But the first thing my first desire was to sound like Whitney Houston. And so I just kept singing and practicing, and I make people listen to me. And at some point, my voice actually developed into, a really great voice. And that's a blessing. It's really a blessing.
Okay. All right. I have a lot more questions for you, but I think we have a caller. Maybe they want to give you a shout out. Let's see. Spate Radio,
Hello?
you're on the line with Antonique Smith. What's going on?
Hi, Antonique.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Thanks
I
for
have
calling.
a question.
Who's calling? Where
I'm
you from?
actually one of your followers. Where am I from? Washington, D.C.
Oh, that's what's up.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm actually one of her followers.
Are you nervous? You haven't.
Yeah. Like, when did you how did you start your career?
That's a good question. I mean, I would say it really early as I think everything from just being in my grandparents' living room and all the school plays and church plays and singing in church and everything I did as a kid and growing up really prepared me for what, I ended up doing. I was singing and agent, as actors, it's hard to get an agent. It's not easy to get an agent. But somebody heard me singing and said, I want to be your agent. So, it just kind of fell in my lap. And from that, I started to audition. I got my very first job, which was 100 Center Street on A&E. And this amazing Sidney Lumet, he did The Wiz and, Dog Day Afternoon, all the stuff with, Al Pacino. He's a legendary director. And he gave me my first job. I had to play a little teenage drug addict, which was not easy. So it was crazy for him
was
to,
that in Rent?
give a person. That was I was a drug addict in Rent too, but this is on television. There's a TV show called 100 Center Street, and so for him to trust me with that, and I had never done anything professionally before, so that was my first big break. And then after that was Rent, and so it kind of got started, me singing. I was already singing and wanting to pursue that, but somebody heard me sing and ended up being my agent, and that's how all the acting jobs started. And that ball just kept rolling. And as that ball was rolling, I really wanted to do my music the whole time. And so I kind of kept, walking away from acting. And I kept leaving Rent. Rent always wanted me to stay. And I kept leaving. And, I just really wanted to do my music. And then Notorious happened. It just seemed like God had a plan. He kept kind of putting these things in front of me. So, you know, I followed them. I thought Notorious, like, when I heard they would audition. And I left Rent 2 weeks later. I left Rent. I didn't know what I was going to do because I was just like, this is not where I want to be. And 2 weeks later, I got the call to audition for Faith.
Wow.
And when I heard they were doing it, I was like, that is my role. I know I could do this because I had been practicing her. You know, I like to practice to other people and just, you know, do what they do, and because that helps kind of give you new things and develops different parts of your voice that you probably wouldn't do if you were just, you know, doing your own thing. So Faith had this really airy, beautiful, airy tone to her voice, and it was different than what I do. So I would practice to her as a teenager, and so for me when I heard that, I was like, shoot, I know this. And she's from New Jersey, she's from Newark. You know, I was like, I can do this. This is my role. So, you know, the rest is history. And now that set me up for my music because I feel like, you know, after Jamie Foxx did Ray and after J-Lo did Selena, you know, it just kind of opened that door for people to see them as singers. And so, you know, now it's time. Hold up, wait a minute.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, did that answer your question?
Actually, yeah, but this is actually one of your followers, Little JIC.
Oh, hi. Thank you for calling. That's really sweet.
You know who this is?
I recognize your name from Twitter, right?
Yeah, Little JIC. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you. I appreciate it. That's really, really sweet.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like you're a pretty cool person.
Thank you. I hope so. I try to be.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Family, and we stay down to earth. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks,
I wish
man.
you would follow me back.
You want me to follow you back?
Yeah.
Okay, well, tweet me right now, and I'll follow you back. Tweet me right now. Let everybody know you just spoke to me, so I can see, you know, I know who to follow back, and I'll follow you back. I promise.
Okay.
All right, man. All right. Thanks for calling in, man.
Thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate the support.
All right. That was cool.
Yeah, really sweet.
You know what I think is funny? Do people walk up to you and say, "Are you the real Faith?" I always wondered that.
Sometimes they do. That happens sometimes. Yeah, sometimes they do.
You know that the reruns on that movie is crazy. It comes on like every other week.
That's a blessing. I know. Thank you, BET and MTV and VH1. Actually, all three of them play it quite a bit, and I appreciate that.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
But like you hear a lot of like black female actresses in Hollywood. They always complaining that there's not enough work and stuff like that. So, coming from your particular point of view, how do you feel about that?
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's not. When you look at the ratio of just the different types of roles that are available, it's just not a lot. And it's a handful of us going for the same few roles that there are. So, yeah, it's a little rough out there for black actresses, but it's getting better. You know, this past Oscar season, it was a lot of black people nominated, and you know, Lupita won, which is amazing. So, you know, things like that happening and continuing to happen. And our movies, like, you know, Think Like a Man and all these movies that we're doing, the better they do, the more opportunities we'll have. So as we continue to support our own work, you know, the more opportunities we'll have.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned
it's all
Rent.
about money, you know. If people ain't going to see it, then they're not going to want to make it, you know. Same thing with television. If it's not getting the views, then it's going to be tough. Like, you know, honestly, Scandal helped get a few more type of, you know, our shows on, because, you know, black actors leading the show, and it got such great ratings.
Yeah, Megan Good had a show that was kind of like that for a little while, right?
Yeah, yep, and that happened from, you know, that it's like we start to get on a roll when it happens. And when one show does well, then they're kind of like, we want one of those too. Then the other networks are trying to find their own Scandal. So, you know, that's kind of what happens, and it's a blessing when that happens. So hopefully we'll continue on that roll. It's getting a little bit better.
Okay. All right. You had mentioned that you was in Rent for only 2 weeks. Would you be interested in doing
No. I was in Rent for 2 years. But,
2 years, okay.
I left, and after 2 weeks, only 2 weeks after I left, they called me about Notorious. But I was in it for a while. I was a poster girl, and that was like an amazing experience.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you be interested in doing Broadway again, or?
I would one day. I absolutely would. You know, Broadway is 8 shows a week, 6 days a week, and it's in one theater. Like, you stay there, and that's your whole life, and it's pretty time consuming, because then when other people are leaving, you got different rehearsals to get new cast members in, and there's that whole rotation. So it's a super full-time job. And people ask me about that, like, right now. And right now, Hold Up, Wait a Minute's out, and I'm performing, I'm doing my own thing, and there's just no time to do a Broadway show right now. But in the future, I would absolutely love to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, not sure how soon in the future, but one day I absolutely want to go back and do another show for sure.
Okay. All right, so I saw that you put together like a Kickstarter program to put your album together. So what are some of the challenges that is putting together an album like that?
Yeah, well, Kickstarter in itself is a challenge because you got to just stay on people, and you got to keep you just got to keep the word out. You got to keep reminding people, because people do intend to support, but then they see, I got 40 days, so I'll wait until a couple weeks from now when my check comes and that kind of stuff, and then they forget. So you just got to stay on people, and then just the exposure, just getting the word out is a big deal too. But it was awesome. I'm so grateful for the people who supported, and that absolutely helped kickstart the music, because we were able to then go in and do some more recording, and able to get Hold Up, Wait a Minute done and mixed and mastered, and shot a video and all of that kind of stuff. So Kickstarter was really a blessing.
So at this point, is the album finished, or?
No, the album's not finished. We got a couple songs left that we want to do, but we're real close. I got a title. It's called Love Is Everything, and we're almost there, and I'm so excited. I think people are really gonna. I hope, really. I think people are gonna love it, but I really hope people love it, because I'm trying to just share my own experiences. We all kind of go through stuff, and sometimes entertainers, give away the fantasy, like the popping the bottles and the money and that kind of thing, and that's cool. But I really wanted to share the stuff that people really truly go through, and then maybe give a little bit of advice in the songs about how to help some of their situations. Like, I'm with you, but how do I fix this? What do I say to this guy to make him, look at me different, So I have some of that kind of stuff in my music. And I'm really excited about that, sharing those experiences and that insight. Yeah.
When I listen to your music, it sounds like R&B, but it sounds like there's like a little blend of jazz in there. Am I hearing it correctly? Or is
I never thought about that, but I guess so. I like to call it pop soul with a hip-hop appeal to it, because, I grew up in church singing. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, Aretha Franklin, those are the people who shaped how I sing. And then I grew up, I love me some Mary J. Like, that, her whole, I just loved everything about her. And I listened to a lot of hip-hop, Biggie and Tupac and Jay-Z and all. So all of those sounds influenced me. And when you kind of fuse them together, even if you think about Hold Up, Wait a Minute, it's got a pop feel to it, but it's soulful. And it's got a hip-hop beat. It's got them 808s. So if you think about the majority of my songs, they all fit into that slogan of pop soul with a hip hop appeal, that fusion.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely different. You definitely have a unique sound.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the best thing, because you don't want to come out sounding like everybody else.
Right, that is so true, and that's also why we did the Kickstarter, because we wanted to do something different. Generally, when you sign to a label, they're trying to find the next whatever's hot on the radio. And sometimes that doesn't allow you to really be different and take chances, because they want, something that's kind of tried and true, and that tried and true is sounding like somebody else, what they've already done. So the blessing of us doing it independent, when I say us, I'm talking about Daryl Farmer, my manager, who is just everything. He's a genius. He produced Hold Up, Wait a Minute, and he's been just riding with me. It's been amazing. But the reason why we we did it this way is so that we could be different, so that it could sound not like everybody else, and I could have my own identity and my own message, and, and I hope that because of that, people, and they've already been connecting, but, once the world hasn't heard it yet, but, as people hear it, they're connecting. So I think, we did the right thing.
And what's funny is I spoke to a lot of R&B artists, and a lot of them feel like that rap music is blending too much with R&B. So a lot of singers that just sing R&B, they want to do just the R&B album. They want to do just and they can't do it. They got to have a rapper on it because they won't. Nobody's going to pay attention on it. So how, do you agree? Wait, what is your opinion about that?
Well, I see it happening too, and we're in discussions with my rapper friends to see who we might get a collab with. I mean, shoot, that hip hop is really hot right now, and so I get it. I get why everybody's doing it, and to have that fusion of hip hop and R&B, I totally get it. I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know what to do about it, but I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily. You have some people whose rhymes is so hard that they don't blend with R&B, which is cool. And then you have some, that feel better. That's more that sing-songy stuff that is, dope with R&B. So, it's a little something out there for everybody. So hopefully everybody continues to be able to do what they do.
Could you ever picture yourself rapping? Like coming up with an alias or something?
No. I can't say I have. No. I used to, like on the way to school and stuff, I used to rhyme to, whoever my favorite rapper's songs was at the time. I think we all do that. We learn little raps and do it in the car and stuff like that. But me actually rapping and trying to write my own rhymes with my own name and all of that, No, I don't think y'all want to do that.
I was surprised when you remember when Brandy did that?
Yeah,
you remember? Yeah, and Jean Aiko, she has like this alias rap thing now.
Yeah. I mean, I would do something like that for fun for like YouTube, but I can't see myself actually being a rapper and making a rap album or nothing like that. No. But I actually shoot. I mean, that might be fun, like I said, to do something like that for YouTube. But other than that, that's about it for me. I'm a singer.
Oh, okay.
And then, I can really sing. Why would I try to do what somebody else does really well? Like, that's what they do. So I'm not,
exactly.
I'm going to stick to my lane and, like, really go on and sing.
I think we got another caller. You want to chat with someone else?
Sure, I would love to.
All right. Spate Radio, you in the building with Antonique Smith. What's up?
What's going on, Spate Radio? This is Sparrow calling from Brooklyn.
What's up, Sparrow?
How are you?
What's going on?
I'm good in yourself, sir. I just wanted to call and give a shout-out to Antonique Smith. I'm actually a huge fan of her acting work. I didn't know she did music, but now that I, hear her on this station, I'll check that out.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She was actually my WCW a few weeks ago.
Aw. I appreciate that.
Well, good luck on everything that you're doing, and, God bless you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. And when you get to hear the music, let me know what you think. Hit me up on all my pages. I actually check what everybody's saying, and I try to write people back as much as possible. So, when you finally get a chance to check out the music, please let me know what you think.
All right, no problem.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks for calling, man.
Aw. Brooklyn.
So, as far as like some of the producers that you worked with on the album, will we know any of those names?
Let me tell you. So I'm telling you, it's been a blessing. It's just been an amazing journey making this album. I worked with Jukebox, who did "Whip My Hair" for Willow Smith, and so many songs. Like, he's done so much.
Jukebox,
really
Jukebox. Yeah, he's been on the show before. Shout to Jukebox.
Oh, shout out to Juke.
Yeah.
So Juke did a bunch. I worked with Toby Gad, who did "If I Were a Boy" for Beyonce, and "All of Me" with John Legend. So I got some beautiful songs with him. Danger Hands, who did the Future Sex Love Songs album with Justin Timberlake. Got some crazy joints with him. And last but certainly not least, I got a crazy joint from the billionaire, Dr. Dre.
Wow.
I know, crazy, right?
The billionaire.
yeah, I'm so happy for him. He's like just the coolest guy too. He deserves everything he gets because he's just really cool and he's generous. Like Dre is probably like $1 million a track right now, and he just left me with the track. He heard what I was doing, he loved what I was doing, and just wanted to help and just give to my project. So he gave me this awesome track that actually added a piece to it that we hadn't even thought of yet. So I can't wait for y'all to hear that. But thank you, Dr. Dre. Shout out.
That sounds like it's going to be a great album, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I hope everybody, receives all that I'm putting into it. It's been a lot of fun making it, I'll tell you that.
Okay, all right. So who are you listening to right now? Who do you have in the digital player?
That's a good question. I listen to like weird stuff, like random stuff. Like there's this girl, I don't even know her name, but I heard it on a commercial, and it's called Love Life. The song's called Love Life. It's like this little sweet little pop song, but it just makes you feel happy, like listen to Happy a lot. It's another song that just has a good feeling to it. That just lifts me up, and what else? So Pharrell, I listen to a lot of Pharrell and Drake. Who else am I listening to right now? Well, I guess
have you met Drake yet? Have you met Drake yet?
Drake. He's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So who else am I listening to? I can't think right now. I'm trying to literally visualize my playlist in my head, and I can't. But I have Sirius Satellite in my car, which I love, and so I get to hear a lot of new stuff that I wasn't even up on. So, yeah, I just listen to a little bit of everything. But I literally do listen to a little bit of everything. A little bit of hip hop, a little bit of pop, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of soul, a little bit of old school. I like to mix a little bit of gospel. I gotta have my my Jesus music going. So that lifts me up too. But yeah, so a little bit of everything.
All right. So as far as like any events or anything like that, you have any stuff like shows or anything like that coming up?
I do actually have a bunch of shows coming up. I don't remember all my dates right now.
But where can the people find out all that information?
At the top of my head, shoot, I don't. Oh, okay. I have one that I can think of. The BB Jazz Festival is September 7th, and it's in LA. It's at Huntington Beach, and I'm doing a Taste of Soul in October. And those are the ones that I can remember right now. There's some other ones, smaller ones. I'll be in Memphis August 23rd.
Okay.
IG's Bar and Grill. I can't wait for that. It's actually a bunch of stuff coming up, and there's some other things like sooner that I can't even remember right now. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But if you go to all my social media pages, I post everything that I'm doing. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my website has everything too, Antonique.com. But I try to let everybody know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So everybody just follows me on that stuff. I think Instagram honestly is the best one because
really, when you post
on Instagram, more people see your posts than on Facebook and Twitter because of the way Facebook has their new thing. That, when you post something, not everybody sees it. It's their way of trying to make you say it. Yeah. And then Twitter, people just don't be on or just don't be looking and they just miss it. So I say Instagram is probably the easiest way to really see what I'm doing because I always post the posters and the advertisements for the shows and things like that. But I talk to everybody on all of them. So if people want to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of them, I'm on there and I'm giving that love back that I get from everybody because that's really how I can do it is by responding and by talking to them as much as possible. That's my way of giving the love back that they give me because they make it possible for me to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need their support in order to, ain't nobody trying to keep putting out stuff that nobody's listening to. Nobody would be successful if we didn't have supporters. So
exactly.
I'm grateful for mine, and grateful for them. So yeah. So y'all hit me up on my social media.
Nice. And we're running out of time, which I'm
Aww.
not happy about. But I would love for you to introduce your song. Hold up,
yes.
Wait a minute. And I definitely appreciate you calling in. Hopefully, once your album comes out, you can call back and chat with us again.
I would love that. Please let's make sure you hit my people up so that we can set that up when it's time. I would love that.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. So you want me to introduce my song?
Yep.
Y'all ladies, if y'all cooking dinner at 8 p.m. and he come home at 4 a.m. smelling like perfume you don't wear, hold it, wait a minute. And I know the fellas got them too, so I'm not going to leave y'all out. If she trying to say the baby's yours and it ain't yours, that's for super hold it, wait a minute. Now, if it's yours, though, that's not hold it, wait a minute. But, if it's not yours, that's hold it, wait a minute. Nigerian girls get kidnapped by grown men from school. That's hold it, wait a minute. Down in Sterling's hold it, wait a minute. There's so many hold it, wait a minute moments. And this song is our aggressive moment to put our foot down and not to accept any of these hold it, wait a minute moments anymore. So y'all get into it with me. It's on iTunes and